NFL. Hey, we're gonna get Jay-Z and a bunch of his black hip-hop artists to do a 2020 Super Bowl halftime show. And on top of that, we're gonna work to make charities for black communities. Black people. Hey, this charity mostly puts money in your own pockets and has been known to go towards racially insensitive organizations that tell black people they have to cut off their dreadlocks in order to be professional. NFL. Well, fuck black people. Let's get that Latino audience. It's the Goin Off podcast with Rap Critic and Muse. How you doing? Oh yeah, don't think we forgot.
Oh no, we haven't. Dude, it's the first post-Super Bowl Going Off. Ba-da-da,
Yeah. Oh wait,
ba-da-da,
we
ba-da-da.
can't call it the Super Bowl. The Big Game podcast.
It's the big game. Da-da-da-da. Are you ready for a big game?
Just in general.
Well, it's the big game.
Dude, I can't. So, let's talk about what we actually want to talk about. Commercials in the halftime show.
Because I honestly don't remember too many of the commercials.
Yeah,
I remember some
there
of them.
was only two or three that I had paid attention to, yeah.
What were they?
The Rick and Morty one for Doritos.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because that just made me bust a gut, because, you know, they're just funny anyway.
What did you say it was for?
The Rick and Morty, ad for Doritos. Not Doritos, excuse me. See, that, I don't even want to say it now. No, because we're not going to give them free airtime. Fuck it.
That's the thing I was just going to say. It sounded like you said Doritos.
This is how good this marketing is on me.
See, that's the thing, man. Like, you spend how much money on a Super Bowl ad? Millions. And you get a fucking hot property, at least like maybe 3 years ago, Rick and Morty, in your fucking commercial, and no one even remembers what the fuck it was for, man.
Shh, don't tell them that. That way we can keep getting our funny entertainment while they make millions off of us. Don't give away the fact that we don't actually give a shit about the commercials, and most of them don't work. Because then they'll stop making funny commercials, and then they'll just do generic shit like, please buy our product. Here's a lady, turning on a sink or some dumb shit.
There are still commercials like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There are still so many boring as fuck halftime commercials or Super Bowl commercials.
That's what I'm thinking about in particular. I remember there was one commercial in particular. It was like someone turning on a sink, some sort of tap water thing. But it's just like, it's the Super Bowl, man. Why are you doing a serious thing? Fuck out of here.
The way I would look at it, you'd want to spend the money on a Super Bowl ad that is going to bring in as much revenue as, like, you're advertising throughout the whole fucking rest of the year, because this is the only time of the year everyone cares about commercials.
Yeah.
Is the day of the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and the only day they want to watch commercials is the day of the Super Bowl. You're guaranteed eyes for that one day.
Like, honestly, the football game might be kind of in the way.
It's a little in the way. I mean, for me, it's the one day out of the year I watched sports. I never watched football.
And this isn't even something to be like, the sports ball is stupid. No, I legitimately, I'm just not into football that much. Like, Bill Burr has a podcast, and he'll talk about, the sports that's going on, like, oh yeah, this guy has got this going on with his arm and he's gonna come back and do it. And I'm just like, this is nothing to me. I get to the part where you talk about, dumb shit, like, that was my Bill Burr impression, by the way.
It was fucking
hey, this
spot
fucking
on.
guy over here, fucking... I don't know,
this fucking guy over here who's playing sports.
New York and Boston is all the same to me. Apparently.
He fucking breaks his arm. He comes back after a while. He could throw a fucking spiral.
You're doing it way better.
You fucking look at this guy and you think, wow, I can do that shit. What am I doing here? It's host a fucking podcast. Whatever the fuck my wife's name. I'm gonna yell at her for a minute.
The Groundhog Day commercial was good. That one had me laughing.
I forgot about that. The one for Jeep or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever orange car or
square orange vehicle.
Point of the ad is that Bill Murray's back in Groundhog Day again, living the same day again, and it was, I was just laughing just from the start because you just see the alarm go off and you hear the song and Bill Murray just oh no, god damn it, not again.
It keeps sounding like you're saying Bill Burr instead of Bill Murray.
Bill Murray wakes up and a hybrid of Bill Burr and Bill Murray. What would that be like?
What else was there?
The dude from Aquaman. Did you see that
Momoa?
commercial? Yeah.
What did he do?
Oh, okay. Let me. I'll send it to you over Twitter.
I like how. Well, I guess it's more direct. I was gonna say I like how your frame of reference was Aquaman and not like Game of Thrones.
It was like, oh yeah, he was on that. I don't really watch that one as much.
Well, I mean,
and I hadn't watched Aquaman either.
To be fair, he was Aquaman throughout all of Aquaman and Justice League. Like,
yeah.
He was only a character in, I want to say maybe 3 seasons.
Oh wait, no,
Game of Thrones because he died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he got he put that crown of gold on someone's head, but it was like, gold that was like still hot and like,
it was the molten gold and the fucking pressure. Yeah,
so fucking epic.
It's the one place I can let my guard down. Where I can just kick back and be totally comfortable in my own skin. You know what I'm saying? Rocket Mortgage understands that home where I can be myself. That feels pretty darn good.
I like the concept, right? You'd think by 2020 that they would have effects that make it not look like Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, not look like the first Captain America movie.
It's still really not good looking, dude. His head is just kind of floating.
When he took off the hat, the hair though, that made me laugh. Because it's like, people always talk about him having like, the beautiful flowing hair,
When he's on the weight bench at the end, it's like the most visible bald cap. It looks so bad.
I mean, come on, most of the money went towards just getting him in the commercial, I mean.
Exactly, absolutely.
Like, so when he first came in, I remember thinking, like, I hadn't seen, like, Aquaman or anything like that. I hadn't seen him in anything in a while. So I was just like, is he really that big? Like, literally, that was the thought process that was in my head. And then he took it off, and I was like, oh! So it just caught me off guard.
Tide did that fucking thing again. Last year, they had a dude from Stranger Things popping in and out of different commercials, being like, oh, you thought it was for this, but it's really a Tide ad. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, this year, they had Charlie Day at a Super Bowl party, and he got a stain on his shirt. Every few commercials, he would pop up with the stain still on his shirt. Like, I can't wait to clean the stain out of my shirt.
What?
I
mean, just from Charlie Day's energy, that would probably be funny, but just describing it just sounds like, what?
Well, see, I mean, on the surface, that's it. Like, he was at a game, and it was early enough in the game, and someone got a stain on his shirt. And he was like, oh, I want to clean it out of my shirt, but the game's on, and I don't want to miss any of the game. And the person's like, hey, well, you can do it later, it's fine. Like, with Tide, it doesn't matter. You don't have to clean it right away. It can settle, and you can clean it out later, and then you could watch the rest of the game. So, every so often, Charlie Day is like, should I do it now? It's like, what? Yeah, just do it later, Charlie.
What? This is weird, because they're trying to advertise that it doesn't at least have, like, a conclusion where he finally does it. Like, that's the most anticlimactic type of, like, our product will work eventually. Like, what?
Around the end of the game, him and the person he talked to originally are, like, aged by, like, 60 years, and they meet up in a park. And Charlie's like, hey, look! I got the stain out! And she's like, oh, hey, great! And then she, like, puts, like, a thing of ice cream on his shirt, and he gets another stain. I mean, look, I didn't come up with it, alright? I don't think I should fucking take all the blame here. Fucking Tide's lack of creativity.
I'm not gonna shoot the messenger.
Super Bowl halftime show?
Super Bowl halftime show.
Look.
My earlier joke aside, this shit was on and popping.
Look, fucking Shakira, my girl, open it up with She-Wolf, validating, vindicating every time I've stood up for She-Wolf. Just a dynamic, in-your-face performance, dance moves, guitar, drums to spare. J-Lo, was there.
Hey, wait a minute. Now, hold on a second. Now we gonna flip it, because you ain't gonna come after J-Lo. I think she actually had a solid-ass performance. There was a couple of joints where you could actually hear, yeah, bitch, I am singing these high notes, okay? I want to make it clear that I am singing this part. Yeah, look, she came through and did her thing, and I'm not gonna lie, I really fucking like, Waiting for Tonight, that fucking Night at the Roxbury sounding ass fucking, but I love every fucking second of that goddamn song. I was here for J-Lo, and maybe you was more here for Shakira. No, you know what? I was here for both of them.
I absolutely loved the halftime show. See, I just think it's funny how, and I'm not trying to shit on her too much, but Waiting for Tonight, that's a fucking bop, sure.
Yeah.
But you've had to go back to fucking like 99 for that shit.
They tried to play the big booty song, and I was like, this is it.
Did they? Did they try that?
Because there was the one part, I think like J Balvin shows up or something like that, and they played it for like a couple seconds. It was like,
no.
And well, I'll get to him in a second, but
they fucking knew better to get Iggy out there than no one wanted to see her.
So first of all, I'm loving Shakira's performance, right? And then like Cashmere comes up at one point. You hear the dun 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 dun. And I'm like, oh shit, they're mixing it up, and then like they barely even let it play out for a full like iteration before it cuts off. Like that little dun 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 dun, and they like cut off before it even ends that part.
Oh my god, dude! I completely forgot that even happened. Was that Robert Plant or Jimmy Page, whoever?
They fucking barely showed him for a second, so I wasn't able to.
Why did they even do that?
Yeah,
there were some really weird things of like. At the time, I said out loud, I was like, is that Jimmy Page, like, playing guitar? And then, like, before that thought was even out, it was just done and over, and he was just gone. Like, what was the point of doing that?
Yeah, and then, remember that part where, like, Shakira does the thing with the rope? And it just seemed like like something else was supposed to happen, but they didn't have time to choreograph it?
It was a magician escape trick. I got it around. Anyway, now on to the next. Like, here's the thing. And I saw people saying, like, J-Lo is too big of a star to share the halftime stage, which I think is
that's
bullshit.
Not true. No, yeah, I think she was exactly the exact amount that we needed from her, because like we said, sorry, the more talented person is Shakira. Let's just come out and say that right now.
I saw one tweet that put it into perspective. If Beyonce wasn't too big to share the halftime show stage, fucking J-Lo sure as shit isn't.
Yeah.
It just got me thinking about how, like, how many different things they tried to throw at you. And it's like, dude, these two got it, Like, the fucking rope trick, we didn't really need that. J Balvin, did we really need him there?
Oh, yeah.
Especially when the whole conversation was, this thing is going to be a fucking love note to Miami. And people were like, oh, well then Pitbull's going to be there, right? No.
Oh my goodness, yeah, what the fuck?
Okay, maybe Ricky Martin might show up?
Oh
no.
My god, yeah, what the hell?
They're like, are we gonna get anyone? You get J Balvin.
The Bad Bunny guy, huh? Okay, so she did the tongue trill thing, and...
Right, yeah.
Look, the way I feel about it is like, she was so solid and on her breath and like killing it every moment beforehand. It's like, I think when someone does like a fucking Pitch Perfect show and then has one little mess up, like, alright, I forgive it, you know what I mean? Like, and it was right after the crowd surfing thing, and maybe she like wasn't on her breath yet or something like that, because it was just like, it's supposed to be the trill thing, right, with the tongue, but it just sounded slightly more like a gobble, and it was just like, I can't remember how she did it, but it was just kind of like, ooh, it sounds like a turkey.
But still, way more overt of a message than there has been in
that is true.
A Super Bowl halftime show since maybe
Beyonce
doing the fucking Malcolm X shit. Yeah. They had children in actual, like, glow-up, light-up cages.
Yeah.
And then, as that was going on, J-Lo, draped in a Puerto Rican flag.
With the American flag on the back, yeah.
Sings a bit of Born in the USA.
I love that. I love that.
I love the message. I was thinking, like, love note to Miami, so we're gonna do this Bruce Springsteen cover. It's like... it just felt like they weren't really sure what it was supposed to be. It felt a bit clunky, a bit all over the place, a bit too much. When you got two people going at, like, back and forth and kind of like battling, it's gonna feel a little disjointed.
Yeah. But I did notice that there was like, cause she unveiled the flag and she was like, Latinos! And then specifically started singing Born in the USA, specifically because, the whole racist bullshit of like, Puerto Rico's not really a part of America, so I thought that was cool, again, in its own little way, Oh, and then Shakira on drums? Goddamn, what? Like, I think she was playing the guitar earlier, and then she on the drums. I was like, wait a minute, is she her own goddamn band? What's going on? Oh yeah, of course they had to end it with that classic falling piano riff, that dun 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 dun, and everyone was just like coming out and doing the fucking dance, women being thrown up in the air, and doing all that cool shit. Oh, I loved it.
It felt like there were times where the cameras weren't sure what to show, because it was like
right.
So much going on.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, man, we're just gonna film this with a fucking wide angle, we're just gonna show you all of this shit. It needed to be one of those, hey, if you want to watch it, go on YouTube and do the fucking 360 experience, because there's a lot of shit going on here and you're gonna miss something.
That would have been smart. Yeah.
We've got 2 listener-requested albums. No, we don't. We've got 1 listener-requested album.
And the main event.
And 1 new release. Yeah. So, first off...
Did MC Chris become a Eurotrash pop star? Did that happen and I just didn't notice? Cause
you might have when you were looking the other way, yeah.
What in the world is up with this album?
Michael requested 100 gecs album 1000 gecs. When 100 gecs isn't enough, it's 1000
to the
gecs.
10th power gecs.
Yes. Enter the gecko. Here we... I think you're usually the one to say this, but I want to hear what you've got to say. Because I know you hated this.
For the most part, absolutely yes.
Okay.
I think, like, recently a friend of mine was talking to me about how, like, oh yeah, your hearing gets fucked up over a while if you, listening to loud noises for too long. Fucking hit play on this fucking thing. I can't remember if it was like halfway through the track. I'm like fucking turning this shit all the way down. Nothing but fucking 3 octaves up. Fucking, goddamn, what the, fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks, goddamn Theodore, wanted to do his fucking, cover of fucking Rebirth songs or some shit, mixed with Skrillex and shit. What in the world? Goddamn, what the fuck, feeling like I'm not good enough, but I'll do it all. So I feel like I'm not good enough, but I can do it all. What the fuck is this song? There's apparently 2 people singing this shit, but they all sound the same, because it just sounds like way too fucking loud and high, fucking banging your fucking head. And there was a part of me that's like, you get that feeling of like, is this just not for me? Like,
it's clearly not.
But there was 1 or 2 songs where I absolutely was feeling this shit.
Yeah.
And so, like, it kind of made me feel like, okay, no, there's no excuse for that fucking high-octane shit that was happening before, because holy shit, this shit was just blasting out my goddamn eardrums. It's like, Jesus Christ, little mini baby Wayne over here, just fucking, goddamn, what the fuck? This fucking fake-ass emo rap shit. Oh, I couldn't fucking take it. I'm just throwing out words at this point.
So yeah, it wasn't for you. Got it. Which songs did you fuck with?
The song started off, oh yeah, like, hey, you little piss baby, you think you're fucking cool, huh? You think you're fucking tough? You talk a lot of game for someone with a small truck. Ooh, look at those arms. Your arms look so fucking cute. They look like cigarettes. I bet I can smoke you. And, like, at first, it was like, oh, hey, if we're just gonna be the goofy, super ridiculous, over-the-top thing, alright, I'm with that. But then, like, the chorus is just like, feel so clean like a money machine, and feel so clean like a money machine. It's like, it's just fucking generic bullshit. So it's just like,
how's that generic bullshit? What does that even mean?
I feel so clean like a money machine. It's the type of, like, going to a foreign, Swedish producer and telling them to write a hip-hop hook. And it's like, oh, I feel clean like a money machine, Like, it's just, like, it's making me feel fucking nothing. It was like the third track, or like halfway through, where it turned into the screamo burp shit. That was fucking inspired. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Like, go here, go to this level. I was feeling the shit out of that. Everything up to this point is just this fucking Lil Pump light shit, where it's just like, I'm just gonna rap a the chorus and I'm not really trying. It's the first take, but we're putting out a tune on it, so it's okay, and it sounds really cool. Like, fucking no. It's fucking lame. It wasn't until track 4, I Need Help Immediately, where I love that track. I was like, whoever the fuck this producer is, he needed to be the goddamn star of the show. Where it was just like, it was just this weird sort of amalgamation of sounds that sound like they're from like the Super Mario Maker game or something like that.
It's like video game noise mixed with like cartoon music, and then it kind of has elements of like the Seinfeld theme. It's weird, and it's disjointed, and it's just like, it does something for a few seconds, and then it just like stops, and it's like, okay, how about this? And then it goes like for another little bit, and then it stops. It's like, okay, how about this? And it does something else.
But it's like weirdly like it's disjointed, but it feels like it actually goes together in a weird way.
It has parts where it comes together, yeah.
Yeah. And then, stupid horse, I just fell up at the Porsche. And that was one of those songs where I was like, I can enjoy the hook of this, just cause, like, I mean, it just sounded good. That was just a good sounding fucking chord.
It's the fucking...
the way it just flowed together with the beat, yeah.
Fucking ska lives, dude, I knew it would fucking strike a chord with you somewhere. I will agree on one thing, because I have a feeling that's all we're going to be agreeing on, is that it is a little slow to get started. But
then it ends immediately.
745 Sticky isn't my favorite. Neither is Money Machine. I think it has a catchy chorus. I really like the beats on the first 2 tracks, but other than that, they aren't the strongest. And I'll even agree a little bit on 800 Decibel Cloud. The face melting beat on that one, though, was undeniable.
That was, oh my god.
I like, it just kept switching back and forth between just like sweet singing and just like the most in your fucking face.
Like pure electricity, like, yeah.
With like very little transition. And then what almost kind of sounded like parody at the end, the growling, where it did just kind of sound like someone talking through burps, to the point where at the end it even just kind of sounds like they're not doing it in earnest. It almost sounds like it's mocking that.
It works.
But it still sounded good.
It sounded good. I was like, you guys are joking, but like this should probably be your sound.
Now, the middle though is where for me it absolutely came to life, starting with I Need Help Immediately.
Immediately, please. It sounds like someone's like drowning in the beatwork or something.
they fucking fell into the Matrix. It's just fucking rows of numbers swallowing them whole. For me, it's a fucking relentless I Need Help Immediately with the left, stupid horse with the right. Excuse me for a second. I guess it's I Would Never Stop.
No.
Triple X, I Would Never Stop. Going into Ringtone, going into gecs. I think those 5... Was it 5? 1, 2, 3... Yeah, I think those are so good. I like all of those.
Yeah, I Would Never Stop just felt generic to me. It felt like...
Really?
Yeah,
what?
It felt like a Lil Wayne hook with 2012 dubstep. I was like, what year did this come out exactly? I was like, 2019? Okay, And I remember the glitching octave thing when he did the chorus the second time. That was kind of cool, you know what I mean? The songs that I enjoyed were songs where it's just like, if I just heard this hook at the club, like, oh yeah, I'd jam out to that. You know what I mean? But it's like, as soon as I listened for a second more, it's just like, the fuck is he saying? Why does it sound so sloppy on the verses? What, you know what I mean?
I'm surprised you liked I Need Help Immediately, because it seems like on the surface, you would fuck with more of the, structurally sound, linear, like, Ringtone is more of like a radio hit.
Whenever they are structurally sound, I feel myself only enjoying the hooks, and then feeling like
okay.
there would be one or two songs where it'd be like, oh, it feels like the hook was all they had, and everything else is just kind of mumbling to get back to the hook. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Oh, and I did like ringtones. They had a build. There was a build going on halfway through the song that I did really enjoy. I thought that was really cool. I enjoyed the first, I need help immediately, but the second Gek production, ooh, I wasn't feeling that at all. It was
I love Gek.
It was just slightly too disconnected for me in a way that I felt like the first one was like, it was just weird enough where like you're following where it's going. Like it really does feel like there's it's a wave of music and you're feeling like the up and then the down and the up and then the down, you know? But with this one, it just felt too disjointed. Like, yeah, and I'd forgotten that there's a part at the end that's still part of the same song. It's not going into another song. It's like just randomly at the end he starts singing this part that just feels absolutely disconnected from everything else because it feels like it's supposed to be a solid song all of a sudden, and it's just like what? Again, it felt like they were just stacking up all the sounds from Super Mario Maker, you know, on a music thing, on a music editing software, and just like letting it play each one. But after a while, like, yeah, it would start to put in other stuff, and then it would just like, that fucking get. No, wasn't here for that. Don't ever, like, it was at that point where I was like, okay, fucking, you've gotta know this is annoying. You know what I mean? Like, and then, and then it would go from the tonal shift was too weird. It would go from the silliness of the synths to like these really hard, like, you know, sounding like fucking, Super Mario, in the haunted, house world in, you know, Super Mario 64. And it would just be like, what? Oh, what's this coming from? This is a bit too stark of a difference. And then fucking dubstep breakdown, like, okay, come on. And that's how I felt like. It felt like the transitions were just so stark in this one, it was just cheapening the mood of each one, right? Like, oh yeah, we can just like flip to this different one. It didn't feel like there was anything, you know, like building or just like flowing like it was the first time. It was just a production joint, you know what I mean?
I got you.
It ended up feeling like they were like leftover sounds from the first one, you know?
I felt like we got a bell curve here because, like I said, like the first couple tracks, like I'll just say this: I didn't hate any of the tracks, but I think the middle is absolutely the strongest because Hand Crushed by Mallet and Gek to You, for me, were kind of on the same level as 745, Sticky, and Money Machine.
Yeah.
Where I don't know, like I would have liked it better if you would have maybe ended with Ringtone or Gek, one of the more like in your face, intense tracks, because I don't really remember much from either of the last two cuts.
And I remember like Hand Crushed by a Mallet felt like it ended too soon. Like,
yeah,
it just felt like there should have at least been one more hook. I was like, what? I was actually kind of enjoying the hook. What? You know?
You got an album that's 10 tracks and it's only, 24 minutes?
Yeah.
So a lot of these songs are just kind of over before you even really know what's going on. Ultimately, though, I still got a 4.
Oh, I kind of gave it a 2. Again, there was a lot of creative stuff that I actually did like. Like, there's little production stuff that's like, oh, that was really cool, and that was really cool, but what the fuck is this fucking Theodore Seville's 4th grade poetry and my first dubstep beat work going on, man? Like, especially at the end where it just like, and it just gets faster and faster and faster and faster, because how else the fuck was this type of album supposed to end, you know? Just like, like, fucking give me the fucking glow sticks and the Dr. Seuss hat, man. Like, we're going back to goddamn 1997 and shit with this, you know what I mean, with this production.
I just think it's overall a very fun listen. That's what comes across to me, is you could just tell these two are just fucking having a fucking blast. And I think it translates into an enjoyable experience. For me, anyway, I think they're stronger as a production duo than they are lyricists. But just kind of seeing like where they go from here. I already know they produced a track for Left at London, and they did a really good job on that one.
I think the production is like, well, I mean, when it's not ear bleedingly like 10 octaves up, I really enjoy it, but there's just something that just feels very sloppy about the singing that happens, where it's just like, it just feels like they're really like super relying on, we're just gonna throw auto-tune on it, and that's what makes it sound cool, right? And it's like,
I mean, yeah, it basically is the sound. Like, if you watch video of them in concert, that shit is just on, like, the whole time. Like, you never hear their unedited or unaltered voices. It has the effects on, like, the whole time. That's the aesthetic.
I mean, yeah, and it's a very electronic sound, so I get that's probably what they're going for anyway. But
Right.
it ends up feeling like amateurish to me at certain points, and I think it's because of the amateur like lyrics at points. So it compounds on top of it. You know what I mean?
With that said, I've had fucking Stupid Horse stuck in my head for hours.
Stupid Horse. Yeah, I was thinking about that song. Like, I was just like, I was trying to enjoy that one, but then it was just like, wait, what's that thing about in the verses where he's like, he lost a bet on a horse, and he's like, oh, my luck's bad now, and I'm thinking like, well, alright, your luck's bad, but you still got a Porsche? What?
And I don't even care. It's one of those things where these lyrics can be fucking absolute horse shit, I'll say that. They weren't. I'm saying they can be. And I'm just here for the fucking grooves.
I feel
where
that,
they are.
I can
even if they're
that.
a little disjointed or hard to follow.
No.
I really fucked with this album.
No, yeah, if you listen to the Stupid Horse, if you listen to that on your own, no, you're gonna jam to that one just because it works with the beat and rocks. Yeah, I feel that.
Oh man, that fucking ska beat. It's so fucking good. It almost sounds like a fucking horse running. I never even thought about that till now. It kind of has that tempo.
It was like slightly like faster than you're expecting. And it's like, oh, they're probably doing that because, that's what they're going for. Yeah.
With that said, our next album.
Let's get right into it.
Lil Wayne joins the esteemed club of 3 or more albums reviewed on the show.
Is that so?
We have reviewed, what was it, Dedication 6?
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, okay.
We also did the Carter, what was it, 5?
Yep,
6?
I know we did the Carter 5, yeah.
We also did
Collard
Grove.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. We got a lot of smoke. The way he kept flipping the lyrics, I was like, holy shit.
We got a lot of smoke. Fuck. Forgot all about that. Oh, man. I was rocking with this album for longer than I thought I was going to.
Mm-hmm, same.
I'll say that. Man.
Oh, boy.
Man! Halfway through?
I know!
What the fuck happened, dude? Oh, man!
Oh, it that's what makes it even worse, right? Where you're like, but.
But what the fuck happened, dude?
I was sitting there like, what are you doing? Stop.
Stop
do you want to destroy your plans of making a good album?
Look, you fucking open with Funeral.
Woo!
I just want to read this one part. Welcome to the funeral. Where we come, we ruin 'em. We've been to quite a few of 'em. The Reverend talk, we booing 'em. We throwing up the pyruin 'em. And then later they change out booing 'em to shooting 'em.
Yeah!
God damn!
Like, holy shit! And this fucking
The Reverend
epic
talk,
music.
we shooting 'em. Fucking hell!
And this is epic fucking music that like got this full orchestra that just like flourishes in and out every now and then. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck is this next level like brag rap shit?
You took me on a fucking journey.
Right?
Wayne, you took me all over the place with this fucking track. It was a fucking wave of emotions. It was like, it had sorrow, but then it had actually genuinely funny parts.
Yeah, man, it was incredible.
Then you got fucking Mahogany.
Oh my god, so smooth.
Really catchy beat. I thought the Mahogany theme might have been dragged out a little too long.
Yeah, I'm like, alright, is that
Mahogany dashboard.
Like,
we're gonna dab on them. Mahogany dashboard. It's like, okay,
but
I got blood on the dashboard. Okay.
I just thought of it like, look, I mean, I guess mahogany is a really cool word to say, so.
It sounded good.
Yeah. And then what was that one lyric? Catching spasms and aches from all the hands that done shake and all the cash I done counted and all the blunts I done rolled up. I stunt when I roll up with a bad bitch sitting in the front with a nose up. You know what's in my soda. I just fucking love it. Oh, and and your trap house closing, your glass house broken, and my madhouse open, and my lighthouse glowing. Ooh.
He was fucking on one.
Yeah.
Dude, Wayne was on another fucking level.
Couldn't take it.
Moment of silence for Mamma Mia.
Oh
no.
God.
Oh no.
Here we go again.
So, this fucking, you stupid or drowsy, I pew in the gaddy. Pew pew, I got him. Pew pew, I got him. Lil Tucci Ashada, come through with my shotas. Catch you in your thada. Turn your noodle to nada.
I love it.
It's
like
so
every time you think of like, oh shit, it would just be like a bigger wave of dope lyrics would just come. It's like, oh.
But then,
what?
we have to.
Okay,
dude. Look, I know it's gonna pain you to do it. This has to end up in a worst lyrics video, man.
You know? Okay, wait. Do you want to say it, or do you want me to say it?
Crocodiles toothless till they fuck your baby mama. She breastfeed your child while I do it. Stupid.
The beat drops out. Just to really let you absorb what the fuck you just said.
He knew you would be sitting there like, wait a minute, what?
And he stare forward, just, wait, what?
He knew you were gonna rewind it, and he was like, don't worry. I got you. No worries.
Your crocodile's toothless till they fuck your baby mama. She breastfeed your child while I do it. I looped it.
I looped it.
You know, the fact that he said I looped it was like, ooh, did this cross around to so bad into territory?
Like, he was in the booth. He said it. He stopped and looked and went, he looked out into the fucking, who was ever produced. He looked over the glass. He saw the person on the board. He saw the look on the face and was like, I gotta hit him again. I gotta do it again. Come back around. Oh my god. But dude, like, the track is, again, so much fucking fun. There's parts on this track where he's spitting so fucking much, you hear him, like, running out of breath and catch. Oh my god.
Like,
I
was
so
listening,
much.
I was thinking, like, was he inspired a little bit by a little bit of Cornrow Kenny up in here? Because, like, I was hearing him, like, do such weird vocal things. I was like, I don't think I've ever heard him, like, really do this before. Where you're, like, really getting, like you said, with the, when I got him, I just, it took off and landed on a face.
Yeah!
I fucking loved it.
I thought, I Do It was a little bit of a step down.
Oh, most definitely. Fucking Lil Baby. What in the... Okay, look.
Baby.
If you're gonna tease me with fucking Big Sean, at least give me his verse. Like, what the fuck? Like, was Big Sean the one who needed to be on the hook and Lil Baby needed to do the verse? Word. You know what I mean?
You couldn't get Duh Baby?
Exactly.
Come on, man. Maybe you got the Big and Lil. Is that what you were going for? Big and Duh wouldn't make sense?
But, like I said, like, I was listening to Lil Baby's verse thinking, like, you know, you heard Big Sean in the chorus verse, and you're like, oh, Big Sean, alright, he's gonna give us a... And then Lil Baby, I'm like, well, at least Big Sean's showing up eventually. Oh, no.
But it's no dreams.
Oh, hashtag rich asshole music.
Fucking, I had a dream, I was broke, no diamonds and no gold.
No gold!
Most saddest story ever told. And I had a dream. I was a fool. No mansion or no pool. I woke up and I screamed, thank God! Look! Thank God it was just a dream!
Right after that, he's like, thank God it was just
in bed.
The sweat on his brow.
Thank God! Oh my god. When he fucking puts his all into it, oh man, you can't but help but root for him.
Exactly. And then what was the lyric he said later? I loved it. He says, one night I fell asleep with some good pussy and I woke up like, oh shit, had a dream that I was broke and I ain't slept with that hoe since.
Yeah. Just bad luck.
Yeah.
Wayne.
Oh my god.
It even carries into Stop Playing With Me. I like that one too.
Yeah, no, that was dope.
Great flow. I keep thinking back to that. I don't know if it's just like a boast or it's actually true that Wayne says like, I don't write my shit down.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Yeah.
I just fucking like it's kind of free. You totally get the vibe on Stop Playing With Me because it's got more of a freestyled vibe to it, but in a fluid way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember someone, I think it was like Drake, that said like he listens to the beat and just like sits there for like 30 seconds to a minute and then just goes like, okay, I got it. And
Wow,
it's just like,
goddamn.
But like, holy shit, he's fucking hitting this shit out of the fucking park. And then I want to specifically bring up, like, he would do hooks on the song, and then like every time he'd go back to the hook, like he'd switch something up from the hook where it'd be like, oh shit, I was expecting the lyric to sound like this, but now he flipped it to say this. And he would just keep doing that in a way that's like, I can't wait till the fucking hook comes back, like, cause I'm like, what's he gonna flip this time? You know what I mean? Like, it was in that way where it's like, if he did a Lil Pump type song, there was one or two songs on this where it was like, that I didn't enjoy later on, where it's like, if you would have took out the second verse and just had it be the minute and a half of you, like, fucking with a hook, like, that would have been fucking outdoing these new kids, you know what I mean? Like, holy shit.
This is the point of the album where it kind of takes a turn.
Oh, wait, hold on. I wasn't there yet. There yet, because I kind of liked Clap for him. Cause I kind of felt like, all right, we gotta give him the joint for the strip clubs. Okay, you know.
I was on board with it. I really like the beat on Clap for him.
With a little which has been in like a million NO bounce songs. I can't fucking call what that's from.
I hate though that he does the fucking like high pitched delivery on the chorus.
Yeah.
It sounded so annoying. I didn't like that.
That started to get annoying throughout the album. Yeah.
The second verse wasn't nearly as good as the first. I was like, okay, you had me. It reminded me of, and he tries this again later even, where it reminded me of, but wasn't nearly as good of a song as, Where the Love Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Oh,
go.
wait, what's the name of that one? Uproar. Yeah.
Uproar. Yeah.
That was my favorite song off of that album, yes.
It felt like he was trying that shit again, the fucking, like you said, fucking Big Free to bounce type shit.
Yeah.
And just, because I think there's even like a fucking...
Oh, and then when he's like, where he just goes, call me Kurt Cocaine, I'll be wildin' like Nirvana. It was something where it was just like, something about the way he delivered that just made it work so perfectly, you know?
So... were you fucking with Bing James?
Again, it's the slipping started to happen. You know what I mean? But
I wasn't a fan of this one.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it on that Schoolboy Q level. You know, like, this is what I felt like Schoolboy Q's last album should have sounded like. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not gonna be fantastic, but like, you know, it's got its own groove to it. It's got its own ride to it. You know what I mean?
I liked J-Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I almost always like J-Rock. He's pretty fucking solid. I really didn't like Lil Wayne's delivery on the track, though. That just kind of sounded like he was holding his tongue the whole way through. Like, bang, dang,
bang, yeah. I think that's his, I'm settled in and I'm just doing my thing now. Bling, dang, nigga, bling, James.
See, that's the thing, like, I loved the fucking beat on that track, but I was like, man, I can't fuck with this chorus. He sounds so fucking whack. I hate the way he sounds on it. Now, can we agree this is where the album starts to suck?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yo.
Yo, boy.
Yo.
Yo, boy.
No.
Oh, Maroon 5. Oh, Adam Levine. Oh, you know what we really needed for a Lil Wayne album? Adam Levine's clarinet voice sounded ass.
You're gonna start with an acoustic guitar, and then Adam Levine just shows up,
just
and it's
letting
like...
you know it's serious.
Oh, yeah. This ain't a prank. He's here for the long haul, and it's gonna suck.
I almost thought this was a country song at one point. I was like, is that what they're going for? When I didn't know who it was, I was like, is this like Kenny Chesney or some shit? What is this?
Yo, fucking Trust Nobody, Know You Know, and Wild Dogs.
Oof.
Fuck them all, dude.
Fucking big oof. When he starts off this lyric, oh, he thought he got him with this one. If you're out there in the streets and you've been looking for me, when you find me, tell me I said I've been looking for me.
I thought that was okay. I didn't mind that.
And then when he repeats it, if you're out there in the streets and you've been looking, it's like, this doesn't work here, bro.
Alright.
The too energetic high voice thing, it's not working here because it's like a slower beat and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wayne mumbling his way through Know You Know.
Ugh. And just the misogyny on that track was just so fucking... It was just so goddamn dense, you know what I mean?
It's uncalled for, Wayne.
It's like, alright, like, and nigga, if you know your hoe a hoe, you know that hoe gon' hoe for show, for show, for show. What? Come on. How can you take that seriously as you're saying that? Yeah, she was a hoe for show. Like, what is this?
It definitely, it feels beneath him.
Yeah, I fucked your hoe, conduct your hoe. If you don't believe it, there's video. That ain't your hoe, that was your hoe. She just a hoe, she been a hoe. For fuck's sake, this fucking ludicrous circa 2001, ho, use a hoe. It's like, Jesus Christ, fucking stop. So it's like, it's cringy on top of being lazy, you know what I mean?
Especially at this point, man, like, you've shown how good you are, man. Like, that first half was so fucking solid. The second half is like, it's inexcusable.
I couldn't believe it. Like, again...
It's insulting, man.
I'm like, what are you doing? Stop. Like, do you want to destroy your dreams of having a good discography?
When Wild Dog starts, it was like, man, you've given up. You've thrown in the towel. I liked Harden, though.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, I've written down for Wild Dogs, like, the hook sounds like, could have been left off or, like, a mini song by Lil Pump or some shit. Like, he's more creative than this. And then Harden comes in, and it's the most fucking emotional vulnerability that we've probably ever gotten from Lil Wayne. With that Jay-Z song cry type beat that he had going on, you know what I mean? With the the choir, the sped up choir sample, and he was actually doing something with it by talking about his relationships. But, he wasn't like giving up the lyricism too, he was still like flowing with it. So it's just like, holy shit, like, okay, he is capable of giving us everything we want, you know what I mean?
Harden was a nice break from the shit, but we're right back into it with I Don't Sleep.
And then, who's it? Takeoff, one of Migos boys. Yeah.
Look, we've got 3 fucking songs in a row here. We've got Take Off on I Don't Sleep. Okay. Then it gets a little more absurd.
Having Sights and Silencers, that one.
You got The Dream on that one. That song was fucking whack.
And like, it straight up sounded like he was singing too slowly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just felt like they should have sped up the track so he could actually sing the whole thing with a full voice. Didn't it kind of feel like, what's he doing?
But.
Oh, I just looked at the clock that I wrote down.
Little twist!
Trash!
Oh no!
No, dude. Lil Twist was better than Lil Wayne on the song. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't fucking believe it.
Twist trying to do his fucking wheezy impression sounded better. Yeah, I agree. Fucking Wayne just like rattling off names.
What the hell was
Whitney
he doing?
Houston, Pee Wee Herman. I was like, what the hell are you talking about with any of this?
Yeah, Pretty Tony, Pretty Ricky, Pretty Martin, Martin Lawrence, Lawrence Taylor, Taylor Swift, Taylor Made, Made in China, Black China. What? How do we get... What? And that rhymes with P, and that starts with D, and that brings me to dark. What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, if you're just doing some fucking improv, like, first thing that pops into your head, like, word association, like, okay, I mean, it's impressive that you're doing this, but why would you put that on a song? It doesn't make for a good hook.
Yeah.
Dude,
And then like he just says all these names, and then it just feels like he randomly gets stuck on like he said he says Black Mama, Baby Mama, Lady Gaga, wait, Rihanna, Ball Hard, Sinead O'Connor, and then Ball Hard, Sinead O'Connor, like he was trying to find a celebrity to make the hook. You know,
he's like, oh wait,
yeah, like
there it is.
Thinking, I got him with this one. Ball Hard, Sinead O'Connor. You remember who Sinead O'Connor is?
Lil Wayne doing a reference that he has to like explain for the kids.
And then Bastard Satan's Kid, which was just muddled with what it was trying to do. Like the hook seemed like it was supposed to be like, oh, we're gonna be getting into Wayne's family life, and the hardships. Not really.
No.
And then what the fuck was that? Was it this lyric? There was one lyric where he's like, oh yeah, it was this one. My grandmama used to say when she stood above my baby crib, never trust nobody that could bleed for 5 days and live. What in the fuck? Wow, what? And
when you were in a crib.
Yeah, where's this? And the thing is, like, yeah, Lil Wayne is absurd, but it's just like, there needs to be some sort of, like, connection happening. It just sounds like, yeah, there's a difference between, like, goofy and off the wall, like the earlier stuff, and just fucking disjointed and awkward, like he's doing on this song,
Worst song on the album, Get Out of My Head.
Okay.
I gave that a straight up 0.
I actually liked Lil Wayne's first verse, the way he was doing it, the dun in the head, dun in the head, dun in my head, like the way that he was messing with doing like the hemiola sort of thing with his flow. Like, I thought that was cool, but just from the intro, the XXX Tentacion going, drop that motherfucker, and then like, oh, was that the hard beat drop? Dude,
Triple X can fuck right off with this one specifically. I couldn't stand it.
You know how normally when you go down to when you're on Rap Genius and you scroll down, you see the comments, everyone's dropping
the just GIFs.
Yeah, the memes and GIFs of SpongeBob being on fire, you know what I'm saying?
It's always SpongeBob GIFs! What the fuck is up with that?
Dude, even they didn't co-sign this.
Oh!
Like, I looked down and I was like, I was fucking thrown off. They were like, yeah, I love X, but this ain't it. I was like, whoa!
You fucking scrolled down ready to see the memes, and there was a comment. It was like just a little placeholder that said, be the first to comment. You're like, oh no.
Yeep. There was this whole thing at the end like, oh, the brains will start to abandon their religions and believe in themselves. What the fuck did that have to do with anything that was going on in this song?
Look, man, I think I'm gonna take responsibility on this one. I'll take it on the chin. And I think people might know what I'm about to say. You might know what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
When Triple X did the double XL cipher.
Yeah, and I was right there with you, right?
And he fucking got down on one knee and did that little thing, and I was like, dude, that was fucking sick.
Mm-hmm. It was fucking metal.
That was good that one time, dude. You never gotta do that shit again. Like, I remember people were clowning on it pretty hard when he did it, and I felt like I was like the only person fucking coming to his defense thinking it was alright. Nah. Every time since, it's been like,
very rebellion for its own sake, but not in that
so
Kurt
cringy,
Cobain way
dude.
that makes it rock, yeah.
You're so edgy, bro. I liked Dark Side. I thought that was okay.
That was okay. It was the one long verse thing, and I enjoyed that he did it like that. And then fucking Nevermind. Fucking Rebirth vibes.
Look, man.
I can't take it.
No one needs to tell Wayne he should ever sing on a track, man. Ooh. Him and Eminem, I never want to hear him try to go for that shit, man. Especially with like love songs with Eminem on that last album and Wayne on this one. Not here for that shit, dude. Yeah. Not at all.
The weird thing was, I think the song he did with The Dream earlier, I remember when it switched over to him, he actually sounded not that bad. Like, and I remember being like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is him singing it. Okay. When he's doing like the falsetto and like, committing to the bit, it works. But this song is, again, it's the fucking, Mrs. Officer song where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, I'm making the love song, but I'm still too cool for you, girl. And it's like, it just doesn't fucking work. You know?
No, not at all. What did you think of the track with your boy OT Genesis?
It was okay.
Right?
I
That's kind of my takeaway too, honestly. Okay.
I really like the one lyric where he says, where Lil Wayne says bitch, I'm the man, know the Mandalorian, I'm in a DeLorean, nigga, I'm flooring it. Like, I thought that was kind of a cool little flow, but yeah, I was listening to, like, the rest of the song, and then, like, it's I got hoes calling, that beat felt like it was happening in the background, and, like, they just weren't doing anything with it. It just felt like they were just aping that beat at one point, and it's like, what? Okay, it's like, did the producer think that, OT Genesis was that guy? Cause it's not.
I think if nothing else on that track specifically, I was just happy to hear Wayne, like, sound like he gave a shit again. Like he had the high energy that he had on the earlier tracks. It wasn't as good as those earlier tracks, but I was like, alright, he's just bringing that energy and that flow again, and I appreciated that.
And then we just end with the sort of plur of Wayne's World, which feels like it should have been cooler, right? Like, part of me
it feels like it's all been building up to this.
Yeah, and part of me was like, how's he not done a song like this before?
I felt like, see, that's the thing, right? He's put out so many mixtapes and albums that, like, I just haven't listened to, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has done this already, and I just haven't heard it.
Mentioned like Dwayne's World for a mixtape or something like that, but I don't think he's ever made a song. Yeah,
he's definitely dropped the Wayne's World like line in a bar before. He's had to have. It's too obvious not to.
Exactly.
But yeah, if this was the payoff, I'm finally gonna have a song called Wayne's World. I'm gonna say "Party Time Excellent" in it. And it's like, I don't know, kind of expected more from it than this.
It feels weirdly uneventful, like, especially with the...
Yeah.
Like, just the way he says it, party time excellent, and I party hard. It's like, do you?
It's like, did you want to do it? Or did someone tell you, like, hey, Wayne, you have to do you gotta do the Wayne's World joint? It's like there's a reason he just hasn't wanted to do it this whole time.
Yeah, like it straight up felt like an obligation, and it's like it's weird that it feels that way, and it's weird that you also got that vibe too.
It's like, come on, man, you know what it felt like?
Say the line, Bart.
Party time excellent.
Yeah! And it's the 24th song. Man, you could have left that off, man. You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do a lot of this, honestly. Like,
straight up and down. Like, I was getting annoyed because, again, the way this album is front loaded with awesome tracks, where I'm just
good.
Oh my God, like, oh whoa, do we have another fucking hit album on our hands? Because I remember enjoying the Carter 5. Like, oh shit, like, am I enjoying Lil Wayne albums more than Eminem albums? Like, what kind of world are we living in? You know what I mean?
Fucking Wayne's World, apparently.
So yeah, like, I will say I did enjoy it more than the last couple of Eminem albums, but at the same time, like, man, it just keeps going, and it just starts wearing out its welcome. We're like, oh, come on. Straight up and down, when I put my, added up all my ratings and divided it, I straight up got 3.75, and, that kind of feels right.
Man, I got a fucking 2.5.
Oof.
And I'm not happy to report that at all, because it was seriously like 4s, 3.5s, 4, and then just 2, 1.5, 0.
These
just
fucking
like
love songs and shit, where it's just
it took such a hard nosedive, man. Like, I think I actually ended up getting a 2.8, so I will round it up to a 3 because I feel like the first half of the album deserves it, but asterisk. Big old asterisk, because that second half sucks so hard.
When I gave it when I came up with the 3.75, I was thinking like, oh, should I round that up to
that don't feel right.
Yeah, but
can't do that.
But the 3 doesn't feel right either, because it's like, that was a really good fucking first half.
Yeah.
it's just like almost there, just 5 or 6 tracks. You know what I mean? Like I can take a couple of mediocre tracks, but come on, you had to know the joint with Adam Levine wasn't hot. Like, and was that gonna get radio play? Like,
that's what I was just gonna say. He thought
on.
he needs fucking Adam Levine. He has that whack as fuck. Answer the ones that we got.
I mean, fuck it. If Girls Like You could be a goddamn hit, that fucking dull as dishwater fucking song.
Man, fucking Maroon 5 haven't had a good album since their first one, and that's going back like 2003 at this point.
Shit, yeah.
And they have not replicated or duplicated as good of an album in almost 20 years, but it has been a steady decline, dude. Between fucking Girls Like You and Memories.
Let's just collect these ducats, literally like, I honestly consider them like the sound of an era when it comes to mainstream rock and how bland it sounds. They really are like the fucking canaries in the coal mine for it.
Yeah. That about does it for this week's episode of the Goin Off podcast. Big thanks to everyone who fucked with us this week. Big thanks to Michael for requesting 1000 gecs by 100 gecs. And if you have an album that you would like to request us review on the show, head on over to Ko-fi. That is ko-fi.com/goinoff. It is a one-time $40 pledge for an album review. Make that $50 if it's an album that you recorded yourself. We open that up to independent artists who like the show and want to get a little bit of exposure and
creative feedback.
Some creative feedback from you boys.
Or,
exactly
critical beatdown,
Yeah. If this is your first time listening to us, thank you for coming in like over 220 episodes in, but in case...
Look, we're like an anime at this point. Like, you just gotta find a point and come in. Just...
We're the bus from Speed. We're going down a fucking hill at full speed. If you want to try to skitch, if you want to try to hold on to the rear bumper on your fucking skateboard, fucking Marty McFly style, be my guest. All the old episodes are on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube. Just take your pick. Whatever works for you, works for you. I realize not everyone has Spotify. I think I've been taking that for granted for too long, but they're all on iTunes. And I remember back in the day, people were like, fucking iTunes, you gotta get on Spotify. Now people are like, I don't have Spotify. So they're still all on SoundCloud and iTunes, so there's definitely ways you can play catch up and hear the episodes you might have missed. Darren is over there on Stationhead and Twitch, twitch.tv/rapcritical. And you've got the station on, you got the radio Station Head.
Station Head come through, playing a whole bunch of joints that your ass gonna love, only on RC Radio, We'll do that mainstream radio stuff where we only play their big hits, you know what I'm saying? We play the deep cuts and whatnot.
And we announced it last week that we will be having a panel at Con Carolina in May. More details to come, so keep your ears and eyes open for that. That is in Charlotte, so if you are in the Southeast or feel like making a fucking day of it, coming on out, seeing you boys. We'll give you more details as we iron it out. We've got a pretty good idea of
but we don't want to spoil it yet.
Not yet, absolutely not. It's still quite a few months out. But we love you very much for listening and fucking with us once again. So until next time, for the Goin Off podcast, I'm Muse.
And I'm Rap Critic, and
I need help immediately.